Channel 10.
Today's podcast is brought to you by channel10podcast.com. That's right, that's the official Channel 10 podcast website. Now there's a store link at the top, so you can click on that link and purchase Channel 10 merchandise like t-shirts and hoodies and all kind of goodies. So make sure you go there, click that, support the podcast, and get your Channel 10 podcast gear. Right now you can get Channel 10 podcast logo gear, but there will be more designs coming soon, so keep it locked to channel10podcast.com. As always, make sure you rate, subscribe, and comment on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. Help us grow. We got a lot of big things coming up, so definitely keep it locked to channel10podcast.com. Okay, with that, I'm out. Let's get into the show. Peace.
We used to be like CNN, Channel 10, and we used to think that people would catch on.
No,
but if you're not from Queens, if you don't got Time Warner or whatever, like, well, I didn't know that.
Yo, word up, man. It's a different channel, son. Word up, on, man. Word up, watch the channel, son. Different plane now, man. It's all good. Word up, all good, baby, in every hood, son. Word up, yo. CNN, Network, Channel 10. It's on again. Street niggas, it's grown men. Bold face, get in your face. Stay in place, yo, crime lace. Cast more beef than Scarface. CNN, Network, Channel 10. It's on again. Street niggas, that's grown men. Bold face, get in your face. Stay in place, yo.
Call is now being recorded.
Welcome back to the Channel 10 podcast. It's your man Artic, the almighty AR in the building, and I'm joined by my partner, my compatriot, Singar Superior. Say what up to the people.
Yeah. What's going on?
And we have a very special, highly esteemed guest with us in the building tonight, Mr. Egyptian Lover. How's it going?
Yeah, doing good, man.
That's what's up. So are you on tour now?
In and out. So I'm home now. Getting ready to hit up Boston, San Francisco, Miami, and New Orleans. And then I'll be heading out to Europe, to Romania, Germany, Vilnius, and London.
Oh man, that's you're quite a busy man. That's great, and I guess we can start off talking about the new album. So it drops October 30th, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and I guess tell the people a little bit about the album.
Well, I called the album 1984 because I recorded it the same way I recorded my first album that I recorded in 1984. So I went back to the same old professional studios and used the same analog equipment that I used back in 1984. And I kind of recorded it the same way with the same kind of sounds to get that old vintage, antique, old sound, the old school electro sound that I've been looking for and other people. So I said, why not just do it myself? So I just did it again. So I got a new album coming out called 1984 with 12 songs, all done with the old analog equipment.
Mm-hmm. And some of these songs are like remixed versions of like older songs that you had in the stash.
So these are all brand new songs, 12 brand new songs.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and I'm taking it back a little bit before 1984. So I guess let's take it all the way back to the beginning. Tell us about how Egyptian Lover grew up. I guess first came into the world before the music and everything. So we can just get a little bit of background on just the type of influences that you had early on.
Well, I grew up in South Central LA. There was no rap at the time. I mean, all we had was the Jackson 5, and that's who we looked up to. So everybody wanted to be like the Jackson 5. So for those of us who couldn't sing and wanted to be an entertainer, when rap came along, we all jumped on that we can rap instead of sing. So everybody started rapping. So it was like only a handful of guys on the West Coast, like Ice-T, Mix Master Spade, me, Snake Puppy from LA Dream Team before he joined LA Dream Team. And we used to make mixtapes and rap tapes. And I was selling mine actually at my high school. And Snake Puppy went to high school together, so we made some mixtapes together. And we started selling them and did pretty good for the high school student back in the 80s. So I was walking around with a pocket full of money. I was like, man, I need to take this to the next level. So I started making more and more rap tapes. And then eventually in 1983, I was in 82, I joined up with Uncle Jamm's Army. And my main goal was to really actually make a record with them. And in 1983, we finally went into the studio and we made our first record called Dollar Freak and Yes, Yes, Yes. And it just blew up on the radio out here. And I was so excited about it. I just had to go back into the studio. And I went back into the studio and made my solo project called Egypt, Egypt. And that just blew up. It had legs of its own. It just ran wild. And it was unbelievable. And to this very day, I'm still touring because of that record.
Now, back in those days, because I checked out a couple of your other interviews, and I guess you were talking about, I guess, the scene and the types of people that you were hanging around and stuff like that. So I guess back in those early days and when you were coming up, and I guess like what type of environment was it, and like in terms like the gang culture and that type of element, how much of that had an impact on just the music scene as you were coming up?
Well, when I was coming up, there were gangs, but I didn't never really want to be in a gang. So that's why I called myself Egyptian Lover. I wanted to get as far as possible away from South Central as I possibly could. So I just created Egyptian Lover just to be from Egypt, not from South Central LA. So I never wanted to make a gangster rap or anything like that to glorify the rap scene, the gangster scene, because that just wasn't what I was wanting to do. I wanted to get away from it. So I created Egyptian Lover to be from Egypt, to be this mysterious person from somewhere else, far, far away from South Central.
So it was kind of like an escapism type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And now when you first started getting with Uncle Jamm's Army, you said that you joined up with them. How was that process of inducted into the crew?
Well, that's a long story to make a long story short. Me and Snake Puppy was hanging out in the mall, and the leader of Uncle Jamm's Army named Roger, he was passing out flyers for the next party. And Snake Puppy told Roger, said, man, if you want Uncle Jamm's Army to go to the next level, you have to hire my boy Snow right here. He's the baddest DJ LA has ever seen. And I knew Roger, but he didn't know I was a DJ. He said, man, you can DJ? And I said, sure. He said, well, come with me. So I went to make a commercial with him. And I was queuing up the record, going wiki on the record. And then he was like, what's that? I'm like, queuing up the record. That's what they call it, scratching. He's like, oh, do it on the commercial. So I did it on the commercial, and he freaked out. So that weekend, we had a DJ contest. And it was me and probably 3 or 4 other DJs who was getting ready to join Uncle Jamm's Army because he was looking for an extra DJ. And I just happened to be there that weekend, or he made the DJ contest because of me. And I got up there, and I was getting ready to do my thing. They wanted me to go first because nobody knew who I was. So I got on the turntables. First time I ever got on Technique 1200 turntables, so I was like, wow, these turntables are powerful. They got nice motors on them. All I had was a belt-driven turntable on, so this is going to be easy. So they gave me this record by Aretha Franklin called Jump to It. I'd never heard the record before, so I put it in my headphones, queued it up. In the beginning, there was an acapella part going, jump, jump, jump to it. There was a pause, and the beat came. I'm like, man, this is a terrible record. I'm going to play this at the Uncle Jam Army party. I said, you're trying to sabotage me already. So I said, that's all right. I'm going to keep the beat going, and I'm just going to scratch, jump into it, and see if I can rock the crowd. So a beat came in, boom, clap, bigga, boom, clap, boom, clap, boom, boom, clap, bigga, boom, clap, boom, boom, clap, boom, boom. And I just kept juggling the beat and going back and forth with the beat. Then I brought it all the way back and went, jump, jump, chicka jump, chicka jump, 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 chicka jump. And everybody stopped dancing and started looking at me like, wow, what is he doing? And the DJ who was behind me was looking at me like, whoa, what is he doing? And so I just kept juggling and scratching and mixing and just killing the beginning of the record. And about 1 minute into the set, Roger ran into the DJ booth. Like, who's doing that? Who's doing that? I was like, me. He's like, man, that's nice. All the other DJs said, man, you win. We ain't getting on the turntables. He said, what record you want to play so I get to choose my next record? And I get this pick, like Countdown Club, and It's Nasty by Grandmaster Flash. And I just tore it up, and that was a wrap for the rest of the night.
So how did you learn how to do all that?
I was doing mixtapes. So I had one turntable at home and a cassette deck that I can pause. So I used to key up the record. That's how I learned how to scratch, key up the record, like 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. I throw the record in and hit the pause button at the same time. So I knew how to throw the record in. So I got 2 turntables. Another Jamm's Army, I know how to throw the record in left and right-handed. So it was a sense. It was easy.
And you said those were that was drive turn. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It was easier for me to do. It was easier for me to do turntable mixes because I was doing tape mixes, like tape edits. So when I got to the turntable, just doing tape edits live. So it was non-stop tape edits, and you create them in your mind, and you just do them, and it's like second nature to me.
Now with that whole turntable technique and everything like that, the way that you learned how to do it, was it kind of like, I guess, independent of the New York scene that was going on at the time, or were you influenced by that as well?
Well, I had no idea what the New York scene was doing, but I did get a record called Grandmaster Flash and the Wheels of Steel, and I heard some of the things they were doing on that record, and I was like, well, I can do that. I do that anyway when I keep the record, so I just learned how he was doing it. So like when I take a word of a record like jump, 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 people ask me, what am I doing? I call it flashing, because I got it from Grandmaster Flash, and he used to make the word, hit like that over and over again. So I'll take the word, go jump, jump, chicka jump, and I just call it flashing. Then I came up with my other mixes and gave them all names. Then I learned how to play a record backwards and throw one in for it at the same time. And it was just like, these turntables are so easy to work with. I can do anything with them.
Now, when it comes to Uncle Jamm's Army, when you first got down with them, so were you like the only one who was able to like do these type of techniques starting off and kind of taught everybody else how to do it?
Yeah, I was the actual very first one that Uncle Jam ever seen do this thing with party people. And when I first started doing it, everybody stopped dancing, pulled tables and chairs up to the DJ booth and was standing up and just watching me. When I looked up and I saw the whole crowd stop dancing, just look at me DJing, I knew that there was something special about it.
Wow. Now, you eventually... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. You can go.
I was going to say, eventually you incorporated the 808 drum machine into your set as well. Now, how did that come about?
Yeah, that was about a year later, and I was, well known with Uncle Jam's Army, doing things on the turntables, and everybody came to the party to hear the new record being mixed by me. The radio station used to record my mixes and put them on the air live. So the next step, when I first joined Uncle Jam, I wanted to make a record. So the very next step was to make a record. So when I bought the drum machine, I brought it to the Uncle Jam Army party. And I was playing Planet Rock, and then I hit the 808 at the same time and brought down Planet Rock on the breakdown, and let the 808 just rock. And nobody knew that there was a drum machine being played, and so it was like a remix of Planet Rock. And so Roger was like, what's that? And then I turned the cowbell up, and there was a different cowbell pattern, and I broke it down with the hi-hats, and I did something different. I changed patterns. Then I hit one of the fields, and it was just going berserk. And people run up to the music saying, what record is that? What record is that? We want to buy that record. What record is that? And I just looked at Roger and said, man, we need to make a record because everybody loves what's going on right now. And we looked in the crowd, and all 10,000 party people was dancing to the drum machine. And I was like, see, we need to make a record.
Now, by the time when you were with Uncle Jam's Army, you guys were, doing parties in arenas. And I was curious to know, when you guys were playing like the 808 live, was it, or how can I put it? When you guys were like, doing like DJ sets at like club radio and so on and so forth, were the sets like built around the sound systems of specific clubs in the areas where you guys were performing during that time?
Well, Uncle Jam's Army was known for having more speakers than everybody else. So every party we did, we had tons of bass bottoms and tops, and we were known for having a good sound, and we were known for having the newer records first. So when we did the sports arena, we had to, times that times 10. So we actually had like 100 speakers, like 100 bass bottoms and tops in the sports arena to really make it fill up and everybody could just hear the sound. So we put some on the stage, put some halfway down the sports arena, some way in the back so everybody can hear the music. And man, when we first got there and played music, it was echoing everywhere. We couldn't hear nothing. So we had to wait for all the people to get in to absorb the sound to get a real sound check. And it was crazy like that.
Now, how did that work? You know, getting all these speakers in and moving them around and stuff like that.
Well, we had a professional sound man. His name was Edwin Baltz, and he had a sound company called Music People, and he knew his sound. He had amps for the speakers. We had like amps on top of amps on top of amps, and he just knew how to hook it up.
So let's say the first time when you guys performed there, did you guys like survey the whole area to try to figure out like the areas where the speakers had to be so the whole area could be filled properly with the music?
I think we just kind of took like a small room idea and just multiplied it, because we said, well, this is how we need to do it for this, and then we'll walk like halfway out to the crowd, and halfway out to the empty room, and it was just so loud that it started to get double feedback at a certain point, and we just loaded more speakers in right there. But we really wasn't sure how it was going to sound until all the people came in. So once 10,000 people came in, we walked around, and especially the main guy, he walked around and made sure everything sounded great. If it was too loud, he probably unplugged a few speakers, and if it wasn't loud enough, he'll plug some more in. So he had extra speakers out there that wasn't plugged up, just in case we needed to get loud. So he was a genius at what he did.
Oh, cool.
Now, when you first decided, or you first, really realized that you had something and you needed to make a record, that you knew that you could do something out of this, or how far did you think that you could take it? Did you have any other type of career aspirations or anything like that, or was there a certain point where you just knew this was it and this was going to work?
Well, we had 10,000 people at the sports arena, so I knew that this was working already.
Right.
Nobody else in LA had 10,000 party people at their party, so we were already at our pinnacle of being a dance promotion team. So the next step to me was we need to make a record. I wasn't thinking the record would ever make it to be a hit or anything like that, but we need to make a record so we make more money while we're not going party. So I think we're doing parties on the weekends. We're making money every weekend, but we can make money every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with this record. I didn't make money on the weekends on the parties. So we made the record, and I made the record for the local clubs, the local DJs. Everybody can play the record and mix it in with other stuff. But it just took off, and it was mind blowing the way it took off.
Now that first record, now I saw the interview where you were talking about how when it was first put out, your first, I think, couple records, how it was distributed, and then eventually you decided that you needed to make your own label and you needed to collect the money yourself to make sure that you were getting everything. So when you first decided to create your own record label to do these type of things, how did that really come to the forefront to where you knew that you could do that and then to make it come into fruition?
Well, I met a lot of people during that time being a DJ, and all the different people would come up to me saying, could you play my record next? And these are stars, people who had hit records on the radio, and every one was broke. I'm like, man, how you guys have hit records on the radio right now and you don't have no money? He said, well, this, the label get this, and this. I'm like, well, I'm going to be the label. If the label get 90% of the money, then I want to be the label. So I always knew I wanted to have my own record label, but I didn't also do it so soon. When my first record came out called $, freaking Yes, 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 the Uncle Jamm's Army, I didn't see no money from it real quick, but everybody else was seeing money from it. I said, I need to start my own label, because if you're getting money already, I'm not getting anything. I'm just like the other guys who's coming up broke and have a hit record. So I made my solo record and started my own label. I wanted to see where the money went, and that's why I had my own label and I was my own artist.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's an interview where you're talking about how you did the distribution as well. So I was wondering, in terms of day-to-day operations, what did all that entail?
Yeah, it was a lot. I had different people from different labels that used to work for different labels, old guys who used to work for labels that closed down, and they would just give me ideas you should do this, and here's an idea, here's an option for you. You can do A, B, or C, and I would choose which one, and they would just do it. I was pulled into the business, so I had to come up with different techniques and new techniques. And then the old guys would tell me how to save money. Like one guy was telling me, instead of paying for shipping, if I'm shipping 50,000 records to New York, that's a way not to pay for shipping. I'm like, how's that? They order 50,000, send them 55,000, And the $5,000 that you send extra is only going to cost you $5,000 in vinyl money, but it's going to cover the shipping because they're going to pay $3 a record for it. So they're going to pay all the shipping, and you have credit. And I'm like, what? So we did it, and I never paid for shipping.
Yeah. So by the time On the Now came out, how many people did you have working under you at Egyptian Empire Records?
Well, on the first album, it was only a handful of people. Only like maybe 3 people working for me. And so by the end of, that was 84, so by the end of 88, then I had probably about 15.
Okay. And so you just... company. Okay, so you just had like an office, and you just had people working, or was it just like kind of like a guerrilla style thing where they just, wherever they were, they just worked?
No, the office, and we also had a warehouse full of records and multiple offices.
Okay. Damn.
Now, when it comes to, I guess, balancing the business side and the music side and juggling everything, was that difficult? Doing all that?
Yeah, that was very difficult. I knew from the beginning that it would be kind of hard, but I know it's going to be that hard. So as being the artist, I mean, I can go in the studio and just create whatever I want to, and then being the record label, and I can put it out next week if I wanted to. But when you have a business mind, and you know that this song cannot be 8 minutes long because they're not going to play it, I got to cut it down to 3.5 minutes so the radio can play it. And then you start taking away your creativity as an artist. So I started going to the studio, making records shorter, and making records like this, putting out long versions on the 12-inch. The album version was always short for the radio. And I didn't know if that was good or bad. And then one of the main things is when I wrote this one song called Bitchaholic, and I was thinking the radio's not going to play this, I better turn it into Freakaholic. And I changed the words to Freakaholic. So if I wasn't the label owner, the song would have been called Bitchaholic.
Now, looking back at those decisions, I guess the more business decisions in retrospect, and the artistic, I guess, sacrifices that you made. How do you feel about making those choices now, as you did then?
I wouldn't change a thing.
So like, I guess like fast forwarding a bit. So when you do come out with Freakaholic, and you had the video and everything, whenever I see it, I'm always curious to know, like, what was your family thinking, like your parents and everything, when they just see you have this warehouse, this office, and you're touring all throughout the country, and you have, these records that are selling everywhere. So like, what were they thinking when they saw like the Freakaholic video?
Well, my dad was actually in the Freakaholic video.
Oh, he was?
He saw everything going on. Yeah, he's in the convertible Mercedes. I say I'm kind of crazy, just like my dad. That's actually my little dad sitting in the car.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I was wondering. Huh.
So he loved it. He thought he had a 15 minutes of fame, so he showed all his family, like, yeah, I'm in the video. So he liked it. And my mom, she probably just said, well, he's taking care of himself. He's doing this, doing that, buying everybody great gifts. And he come Christmas time, he coming around with like good gifts, not the little regular gifts. He coming out with TV, stereo systems, and the good gifts. Like, wow, you take this gift back, you got money for the whole year. So they was all happy.
Okay.
I guess speaking on the family question, I did see one about I guess cursing in your records, and then your niece coming to a show one time. Can you tell that story?
I don't even know how to remember, but it was about 2 years ago. And my niece came to the party, and I'm, just doing my thing, rocking the party. In Uncle Jamm's Army, I did a lot of cursing. And when I do my shows, I do a lot of cursing. I never curse on the record, and I never curse around family. And she came to the show, and I'm doing my thing, and started cursing and talking nasty and all that. And she said, "Oh my goodness, Uncle Dredry." That's what she called me. She was like 4. Uncle Dredry said Uncle Gregory. And she was like, "I didn't know you curse." And it was so funny.
I mean, I think the only time I think you did curse was like wasn't that like on Get Into It? Like maybe like on one, like the second track you said maybe like bitch or something like that on one of those songs.
I know one song I had called Get High, Get X, Get Drunk, Get Sex. I did a curse word on that, but I don't think nothing else I ever curse. I don't think.
Okay.
They go to the record label and you can't curse on the radio, so I didn't put curse words in the songs.
Now, speaking of your label, what other artists did you put out throughout, your time, or those early days with your label?
Right. Well, the most popular would be Rodney L and Joe Cooley. I put them out, and then Rodney L had a high-pitched rap voice that was kind of unique, so I put them out. Then when other rappers came around to my distributor, they wanted to get signed onto the label. Like people like DJ Quick, Eazy-E, I couldn't sign them because they have the same kind of high-pitched voice that Rodney had. I couldn't have a label full of high-pitched voice rappers. So I had to turn down DJ Quick and Eazy-E and stick with Rodney L.
Wow.
Damn. How was it meeting a young Eazy-E?
I don't even remember. It was just like hearing the song, saying I can't do it, about that's meeting over.
So, I guess when it comes to making those decisions for yourself, when your artists had to, do songs, did you make those executive decisions for them as well? And how was it in terms of having those conversations with them?
I pretty much gave them all the creativity, whatever they needed, they had. I didn't really step on their toes and start telling them to do this and that. So like when Rodney went to the studio, I was like, whatever you need, let me know. Whatever equipment you need, I have somebody bring it down there, and you just do your thing. I never want to go down there. Never want to go down there and say, blah, 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 this is how it's going to be. And so he was free to do whatever he wanted to do.
That's dope. Now, when it comes to touring, and when you first started to tour and started, traveling throughout the United States and meeting different people and stuff like that, I do recall you speaking about meeting Uncle Luke in Miami and showing him how to use the 808.
Well, he was actually the promoter who booked me to come down to Miami. So this was one of the first times I went to Florida. So he was a promoter, and we booked 2 nights in a row, and paid good money. I went down there and did my first show, and I think I performed like 3 songs, and the show was short. So it was like, I felt bad. I'm like, man, we got to make this show longer. I said, is there any places that can rent music equipment around here? So he said, sure. So we went over to this place, and I rented a vocoder, rented a keyboard, a couple keyboards, rented an 808, and I stayed up all night, programmed the 808 for the show the next day. He was there just watching me fill the 808 with beats. So I'm sure he took notes. And the next day we performed live. I had 3 songs, but man, we probably performed for a whole hour. So people was losing their mind, like, dang, this is the best concert ever. I mean, you got a bed, covers, blankets, pillows, headboard, put that on stage. We just filled the stage up with all kind of stuff. So people came to the first show. If they came to the second show, it was like, wow, day and night difference.
Now, during this time, like when you were in my...
Oh, go ahead.
So like what other artists were you running into, or who did you meet when you did go down to Florida during those times?
I think I met Pretty Tony, the guys from Freestyle. Sula Crew was from LA. I already knew them, and then they had moved to Miami, so I knew them down there. And I met a bunch of people. I don't remember who they were, but I remember a bunch of people that was in the business at the time, and it was pretty cool. I mean, Miami was just starting to blow up, so it was like, wow, this is cool down here. And so the Freestyle, Debbie Deb, Trinier stuff came out, and it was just a good time to be in Miami.
Now, at this time, when you were doing your thing independently and touring and everything like that, were major labels reaching out to you as well?
Oh, definitely. But it was always coming out of the same thing, the final dollar. So I was doing my own thing for years, and they would come up and they would offer me money. So let's say they would offer me $250,000, which was good for artists back in the day. That's not good for a record label. So when they brought the $250,000 deal to me, and they was ready to sign the check right there, I opened up my books and said, man, this month we got $400,000 coming in. That's just this month. And I flipped the pages of this is next month, and this is the one after that. And I'm like, how would I take $250,000 to get all this money? And they said, oh, we didn't know you were that big. And we just, thank you. And they walked away.
Wow, that's amazing. it's interesting because just looking at your history and everything now, I see like bits and pieces of different things that different artists are doing now, and it's like I don't know if you're familiar with Tech Nine, but he kind of reminds me of you in terms of starting a label and having a warehouse and offices, and just really being a business mind in terms of putting your music out. And then too, with the live show, the way that you first started using the 808, and you had analog equipment at the show, and it's like now this is like the cool thing for DJs to do now, and it's like you were the of just all of that. So I was wondering what artists kind of pay homage, or not even homage, but just reach back to you and have mentioned their influence, or mentioned your influence on them, and kind of giving you those props.
Oh, well, too many to mention. I get help all the time on Facebook and emails, and a couple of my emails out there all the time for booking, so they always hit me up with emails and saying, man, because of you I did this, this, and this. Because of you I'm now the head owner of this place doing this kind of music, because I came to the sports arena and saw you. I was so influenced by what was going on that I started doing this. I became a DJ. I'm producing records. I'm doing this and using the 808 because of this. I mean, companies are calling, different companies come and say, hey, can you use my equipment? I see how you're advertising Roland, but can you use mine? I'm like, well, I use what I like. So if I like Roland, I'm just using Roland. But you getting paid? Like, nope, I use what I like. And that's just the bottom line.
Now, when it comes to, I guess, going from the 80s into the 90s and the change in the business and the change in the music and everything, because I remember you did say something about how, I guess, they classify music now as like electro, hip-hop, or electro hop and stuff like that. And you said, when you first started, it was just hip-hop. So as the sound changed and morphed, how did you maneuver, I guess, through the changes in the music industry and the sound in hip-hop?
Well, when I first started making my music, I wasn't trying to be hip-hop or anything. I was just making Egyptian lover music. This is the kind of music that I like. It was futuristic. It was from Kraftwerk. It was a sound that LA really wasn't on. And then Planet Rock came out. And then I was like, yeah, see, they jumped on it too. So they know that Kraftwerk stuff was the future. And then Electric Kingdom, and then I started hearing all kind of songs. Then after my song came out, I started hearing a lot more songs. I mean, even Dr. Dre made a song called Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre. I mean, everybody is jumping on this. But I'm not just jumping on it. I'm making it me. So when I do this, I'm going to do this forever. I'm going to keep doing this kind of music because it's futuristic music. I mean, there is no end to it. So I'm just going to keep doing it. So when it played out and everybody started doing something else, I was still doing what I like. And I just kept doing what I like. Then another 10 years, I kept doing what I like. And now, right now, 31 years later, I'm still doing what I like. And everybody still like it.
That's dope. Now, when it comes to, throughout your career and doing your albums and everything, when it comes to the equipment that you use and the sound that you use, I know that on the new album, you say that you're going back to the straight analog equipment and the same types of stuff that you used before. Did your techniques or did your equipment change throughout the years at all? Or did you just kind of generally stick to the script?
Kind of stuck to the same script. I mean, I do a few different things, but using the main studio, I get more creative in the main studio. If I'm at home on the laptop or the desktop and I made a beat and it's pretty nice and I'm trying to write a song to it, it just doesn't hit me like I'm in the studio. When I'm in the studio and it's playing and it's loud and it sounds perfect and it's just big, like a professional studio should sound. That's when I get creative, and that's when I get to write my words down. That's when I get creative and start adding more sound effects and edits and making breakdowns. And that's how I learn. So that's how I keep doing it. So I just go to the studio and I just do my thing.
I remember on one of your previous interviews, you talk about the making of On the Nile and the engineer and how he was being paid by the hour and how he really put like his blood, sweat, and tears into really mixing and mastering on the album. And I was curious to know if that engineer ever like went on to mix and master any of your other albums, because like just thinking back and like all the other albums of the '80s that I've ever listened to, I mean, I must say that it's one of like the best mixed and mastered albums of that time.
And which album was this?
The first one on the Nile.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I use professional studio, so I mean, yeah, the engineer was trying to milk an extra hour or two out of it, so he wanted to EQ every sound. You know, took a little time to EQ every sound on the track. Put gates on the sound so it could sound clean, and then, you know, eventually the SSL board came out with built-in gates, and then the board was a little cleaner, and so things got better over time. And now with digital, you really don't need anything, but I'm not using digital, so I like using my own analog stuff. I still put the gates on them and still do all that kind of stuff, so it just sounds big and better.
Okay. So that same engineer from the first album, he never went on to like do any other albums with you?
No, I started using different engineers. I try to get different sounds, different qualities of different things.
Okay. So like when it seems like let's say for instance maybe like One Track Mind, it seems like your drums are like a bit more heavier. Like it seems like a mixture of like an 808 and like in a Linn drum. So I was curious to know if you ever you know mix other like drum machines in with the 808 when you do make other albums.
Oh yeah, I definitely use the Linn drum. I use a 707. I use a lot of different things. I mean, Freakaholic was Linn drum. So I definitely use other drum machines. But when I went back and over again, came back to recording my sound again, I just fell in love with the 808 and just started using the Linn. And that 707, I just only use the 808.
Okay. Now, like when it comes to electro, like I know like Arabian Prince, for example, like a really big influence that he talks about is Jesse Johnson. And I was curious to know, like, what was it about Jesse Johnson during that period that made certain people, you know, kind of gravitate toward his style and, you know, his overall aesthetic?
Well, when I heard that song, Free World, and it was a beat side of another song, and it wasn't getting radio play like it should, I'm like, man, this is the best song ever right here. I mean, this beat is just bad. So I went to the studio to record one like it, and I recorded a song called The Lesbian. And The Lesbian came out good, but didn't have that hard beat like Free World did. So I was like, I got to go back in the studio and do it again. So that's when I went back in the studio and I made Freakaholic and used the beat more like Free World. And it just came out like, yeah, this is it right here.
Now with The Lesbian, like, because I know that that's on One Track Mind, and so that's the original version of A Lesbian, but I think what it's like you have like on the Freakaholic like 12-inch. There's like a remodeled version of the Lesbian. Am I correct?
There's actually a 12-inch of the Lesbian.
Oh, okay. All right. So there's a 12-inch of the Lesbian, and there's like a remodeled version. And personally, I think I really like the remodeled version better than the original. But I like them both, and I was curious to know like what made you go and make this remodeled version. Was it like for a specific audience that you were trying to target?
No, actually, I just did a long version, and the long version was done, but I just didn't feel it. It was just something missing in it. And my brother said, man, let me put some strings over the whole thing. And I was like, yeah, all right. It was on the studio. So we went to the studio, and the other one was done. I mean, it was getting ready to be pressed up at the pressing plant. And so he went in and played the tape, and he just put some strings over the top of it. And, man, it came out really good. I said, okay, we're going to trash the first Lesbian remix. And we're going to put this one out. So we just did the whole new mastering session and everything. So like 2 or 3 months later, we put out the new Lesbian, and the other one never came out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I heard the remodeled version before I heard the original.
Right.
So yeah, I was always curious.
What happened?
Yeah. So like during that time, like what keyboards were you using?
For that song, I actually used the Matrix 12. It was an Oberheim Matrix 12. It's a huge keyboard, but the sounds are so big and warm, and it was just incredible. I'm using it actually on my next album coming out after 1984. I'm using the Matrix 12 and some other stuff. And it's just a big, warm sound. It's kind of too warm for the 808, but we're kind of EQing the 808 to make it cut through.
Hmm. So, going back to the to the lesbian, like, what made you write, like, like, what was the whole process of, like, writing that song? Because I can only imagine that you were probably just like snickering as you wrote it or something like that.
Oh yeah. Well, I was listening to Prince's song called "Sister," and he was talking about sister and this that, and the other. And I was like, wow, okay, I'm gonna write a song similar to that about to something sexual about some girl who's a lesbian, but trying to talk to me and this and the other. So that's kind of made from that.
Okay. Also, like, like the first three, like, album covers, like the first three covers for, like, your first three albums, like the way they are, like I always imagine, like, especially like with your third album, Filthy, that there's some type of, like, weird story behind them. And is it like a story behind, like, any of these album covers, like the making of them or anything like that?
Yeah, well, there was always some kind of mysterious thing going on, and I try to put like subliminal messages in all my songs. Like it can have a double meaning here, double meaning there. It's like they're a lesbian. Is it an N, it's like a holiday Inn, or is it a lesbian, like a girl? So I try to do like play on words, and the covers can mean different things. But it's all for the people, because I didn't make a lot of music videos, so I wanted them to use their imaginations to just say, where's this guy from? What's this guy doing? Like, wow, I want to know this guy.
Yeah. Like also I was curious about, like the very first track off your first album, My House on the Nile, and does that have like a double meaning?
My House on the Nile?
Yeah.
No, it was just My House on the Nile. The double meaning came at the end of the song where it says, if you want to come, then come to my house.
Okay. Oh man.
Record your songs, especially some of the more, I guess, sexually explicit ones and things like that. How much of it is like influenced by certain things that have happened in real life?
Pretty much all of it comes from real life, and the other half comes from things that I wish would have happened the rest of the night in real life, or something that I heard from a Prince song that I tried to make happen in real life, or like that. So it all it's me growing up trying to be the LA kid Prince. So it was just crazy.
So then I guess that means that that I Cry Night After Night was based on a true story.
That actually came from a song by Dean Martin.
Huh.
So I was listening to when I was a young kid. My dad had a Dean Martin collection and Frank Sinatra and all those records. And I put on this one Dean Martin song, and I just played it over and over again because I was like, "What is he talking about?" So he said in the song, "In the middle of the day is his lying time. In the middle of the night is his crying time. See, all day he walk alone like he's doing fine. But in the middle of the night is his crying time." I'm like, oh, he's a player though. And every day everybody think he's doing good, but at night when he by himself, it's like he's just crying time. So that's a good ass hook. So I went to the studio and did I Cry Night After Night.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. I never thought about that when I listened to it. Damn. Damn. Like, I mean, also, like, so between like King of Ecstasy, and like Back from the Tomb, that's like your second, like, I guess, largest gap in between albums. And I guess like a lot went on like during that period, like especially in LA. And like, so you come from like King of Ecstasy, and then you come back with Back from the Tomb. And I know like during that period, like in a previous interview, you talked about taking care of family, and that was like the main reason. But also during this period, the LA riots happened, and just like based on kind of like the subject matter within that album, I was curious if the LA riots or any other events in particular influenced the music on that album.
No, because I wasn't actually living in LA at the time. I was living in the Valley, in the Woodland Hills area. So the LA riots, I saw it on TV, and that was about it. And my family was the ones that were in LA. I kind of called them, and we need to get to a new place somewhere else, and we can get out of LA now because it's just crazy to happen. all these years later after the watch riots back in the '60s. It was crazy. So I mean, I was on a different level at that time. I feel it shouldn't happen. Things were just people just doing it because it was like, I can go get me a free TV right now, and everybody just go do it. And they wasn't even caring about what was going on and how they can help it. It's like, what can I get from me? And it was just I wasn't for all that.
I guess along the same thread, how do you feel about the events that have happened in like Ferguson and in the Baltimore riots that have happened recently along those same lines, and like the activism and everything that's going on now?
I think the activism is 100% good. I mean, people start looking when you talk and when you march, but when you break open stores and steal things, they're not going to listen to you. That's not a riot. A riot is getting people together and letting them notice you, and then you get your word across, and they work. But there's some things that's never going to work. I mean, racism is always going to be there. So yeah, I was going to have that one bad apple. It's going to do bad things. So that's just the world. That's the way this world is.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't know, we were talking about this earlier. I guess because how you were talking about, the gap and then the riots happening in between the back or before the Back from the Tomb album came out, and like how you were saying about how that cover, it just looks kind of darker than the other ones, and then some of the subject matter.
It was coming from a tomb.
Right.
Coming out of the tomb, back from the tomb. So I mean, all those years when I was not putting out records, I was actually doing concerts for my Greatest Hits album. So the Greatest Hits album came out in 1989, and from '89 all the way to '96, when that new album came out, I was doing concerts all in the South, like every weekend, every other weekend. So it was crazy. They were so hot on that style of music that I was out there all the time. It was like, man, this is crazy. So I was in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Northern Florida, and all that area all those years.
Damn. It's crazy.
Now, is that like around the same time as, I guess, when you had, I guess, like a lot of the bass music coming out of Miami and Atlanta? Like I was thinking about different music that kind of sound like it was kind of influenced, a little bit by yours, like with the So Def All Stars and all that, if you remember that, and like the different, right, and the different homecoming events and the Freakniks and things of that nature.
Definitely, it was all influenced from that. It was a big push in the South with my music in the late '80s and the early '90s. I mean, every time you go to a club, I don't care what kind of club it was. I mean, I was in Louisiana one time, and I think it was in Lafayette, and my friend wanted to take me to a country bar. And I'm like, man, I ain't going to a country bar. I said, no, come on, it's 2,000 people in this country bar. 2,000. Like, all right. So I went to this country bar, and they was doing their line dancing. We said, okay, every 30 minutes they switch up the music. And they, what you talking about? So as soon as they switch up the music, they start playing like Debbie Deb when I hear music, and everybody kept dancing. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And then they start playing my music, and the DJ called me up and said, yeah, we have them in the house, and they was cheering and hollering. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So it was a country bar / dance music bar, and they played both kind of music.
Do you have any wild like stories or anything like that from down there in those days and just going on tour and everything like that?
Oh man, it's too many wild stories, but you have to wait for the movie for that.
Is there a movie?
There will be, yes.
Do you have any details on that so far, or?
Nah, everything's private right now.
Got you.
It's private until the movie come out.
Got you. I guess going back to the
real.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind when it comes out.
But I'll tell everybody else it's only 50% real.
we got the exclusive right here. Now, one thing that I really thought was dope, I saw in an interview you were talking about how you met your wife, and about how she gave you that Kraftwerk tape, and how you met later in right, and she wanted you to make a tape out of it, and how you heard that, and that kind of influenced your style. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, it definitely influenced my style. I mean, when she brought it to my house, I was like, wow, what is she bringing me? Whatever it is, and she said she liked this music, I'm going to give it a chance. I don't care what the cover looked like. The cover was a computer with some crazy-looking people on it. I had no idea where it was from or whatever. The color was weird. Everything was weird. I said, well, whatever it is, I'm going to give it a chance. So I put it on. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. And by the time I heard the whole first side, I'm like, man, this is jamming. So when I turned it over, I mean, it even got better. I'm like, wow, they used the same line from that song. I put on this song. They did this. They did. It was just, wow, this is one of my favorite records. So when she came back to pick up the tape and the album, she said, you can have the album, but I just want the tape. I don't have a record player. I'm like, oh, thank you. So I was just listening to it, and I was listening to the numbers. I was like, man, that beat is so nice, but it don't have no kick to it, but it has a nice, pattern to it. And I was like, I need to make a rap to this so I can make my new mixtape. And I didn't do it. I started doing other stuff. Then I heard Planet Rock. I'm like, dang, they beat me to it. Planet Rock did the beat, the rap, the graph numbers. And I was like, wow, I should have did it when I was going to do it. And then I started hearing other music coming out with that same beat. I'm like, oh, I'm going to the studio tomorrow. And I went to the studio and did my songs.
So is Computer World your favorite Kraftwerk album?
Definitely. That was the first one I ever heard by them, so definitely my favorite one.
Okay, and then didn't Kraftwerk sample from Dollar Freak for that song with Telephone Call?
No, they probably got ideas from Dollar Freak, but they didn't use no samples.
Okay. Cool. So how was a young Arabian Prince during those times back in the day with Uncle Jam's Army? And was he a part of Uncle Jam's Army before you came there, or did he come afterward?
He actually was never in Uncle Jam's Army. He was a DJ doing his own thing. He did parties like he did, but he did his own thing. He never was Uncle Jam's Army DJ.
Okay.
Uncle Jam's Army had people like Bobcat, DJ Pooh, King, I can't think of his name, Battlecat, had Roger, had me, and before me was a guy named Bleach, and Dave, Dr. Funkenstein.
Hold on, DJ Pooh was in Uncle Jam's Army?
Yes.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so when I left, they had DJ Pooh, Bobcat, and DJ Pooh, Bobcat, and Battlecat.
Damn, I mean, oh yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, are you still cool with some of those guys and have a camaraderie to this day?
Oh yeah, I'm cool with everybody. Yeah, all of them look up to me like I'm the big brother who started everything, so they all are cool with me.
I guess fast forwarding a bit, you said that you didn't start touring overseas until about either 2004 or 2006. I guess with the advent of 2004. And was that with the advent of the internet and new technology and everything?
Definitely. I mean, they can type in Egyptian Lover and the MySpace page popped up and Egyptian Lover, and like, is this you? I'm like, yeah, this is me. And they said, well, we want you to perform here, 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 here. I'm like, all right. Growing up in South Central, I mean, you see pictures and books, stuff of the Eiffel Tower and all these different places. But until you actually go there and see it with your own human eyes, it's so big. It's bigger than life. And it's like, wow. Okay, nobody ever says that it's this big in real life. And just seeing different cultures and just eating what they eat and doing what they do, you actually teach yourself how to be human, not just somebody from wherever you're from. Like, I'm not representing my hood. I'm representing Earth. I'm representing America out here. And now I'm part of the human race for real. And you see a bigger picture of the whole thing. It's like, and then I come back home and I see people saying I shot him because he was in the wrong hood. I'm like, okay, you tripping. You fighting over a hood. You killing your same American person. He's an American just like you. He's the same race as you. And he lives 5 blocks down the road, which is the same area as you, but you say he's in the wrong hood. And you kill him for no reason. And it's just so small thinking like that. When you travel and go somewhere else and say this world is bigger than a thug saying I shot him because he's in my hood.
Yeah, that's very true. Your first experience going overseas, where did you go?
The first time when I went to Rotterdam, which was a real nice show. I went to Rotterdam, then the second show was in Paris, and that's when I, just like, wow, this is pretty cool traveling out here. Then I started doing more and more and more and more. Now it's like second nature. I just jump on a plane and just go, like I'm going from LA to San Francisco or something. But it's just wonderful to go around the world and see all the different people.
Now, what's like the process with that? Because we know like Jamie Jupiter is always like a mainstay at your shows, but you use like a lot of vinyl for your performances. So do you have like other like an entourage like carries that around for you?
I carry my own things.
Damn, I guess like to do your performances, how much, like what does it take to do the average, like the typical Egyptian love performance?
I bring one crate of records that's strapped up in that carrying case, so I can bring it with me. I put the 808 with that, and I got one bag of clothes, so I got 3 pieces of luggage, and I just go.
More than what we imagined.
Man, I'm only playing my 80s set when I'm DJing, so I'm not playing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not playing anything new. I'm just playing all my old stuff. So I'm playing like the same 80s set that I played in Uncle Jam's Army that made me popular. So I got doubles of everything in there. So I got 2 Planet Rocks, 2 Electric Kingdoms, 2 Kraftwerks, 2 Scorpios by Guns Flash in them. I got 2 of my records, and I'm just doing this set over and over and over again. So I'm using the same vinyl I use, and that's what people want. They don't want to see me come in there and make something new. They want to see what made me popular. Why am I here now? So I give them the show that they want. So when you go to a show to see somebody like Africa Bambaataa, you want to see what made him who he is. You don't want to see him mixing some new Justin Bieber stuff. You want to see him mix the stuff that he was mixing back in the day.
Right.
Yeah.
That does make a lot of sense. And I guess when you did eventually make it over to Europe, your reputation, I guess, preceded you, and you were talking about how the crowds were over there. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, well, they definitely do their homework. They Wikipedia you and find out who you are and learn all your songs. And then one time I was on a show and it was all young kids, and I'm like, I know they don't know these songs. And they're singing the words, every word for word. I'm like, wow, these songs are like YouTube, and we did this and we did that. I'm like, well, how long you been a fan? Like 3 weeks. I'm like, dang. I bought every record on iTunes. Like, dang. So it's pretty cool. The internet has definitely helped prolong my career.
But you were also getting fan mail, right? Like throughout the '90s from different places.
In the early '80s, I was getting fan mail from London and Germany way back in the '80s. I'm like, wow. And I never knew I sold records overseas. I only sold them locally. And one time, I flew to New York to this one record store, so they was just ordering a lot of records. Like 50,000 here and there, 10,000 here, 20,000 here. Like, they ordering a lot. This is a big one stop. And he said, no, this is a record store. I'm like, what do you mean a record store? So we flew out to New York, and I went into the record store, and it was a small little record store. And I went in, I looked at the slot where my name was at, and they had like 3 records. I'm like, okay, they only got 3 records in the slot. And we just shipped them probably about 5,000 more records like last week. And I was asking people along the way, have you heard of Just Loving Us? And no. I'm like, wow. I said, well, I heard of it, but, it ain't a super hit like Run DMC. I'm like, okay. So I went to the record store, and as soon as the guy saw me and I introduced myself, I said, oh, man, I made so much money off of you. I'm like, yeah, I made a lot of money off of you, too. What's going on with the records? He said, I export them all to Europe. I'm like, oh, okay. So he was just, every one he bought, he was selling to Europe. And I didn't even know that.
Damn, man. So do you constantly come out with re-releases of all of your of your whole back catalog till this day?
No, I only put out so many, and then after so many, I stopped putting them out because I want them to be like rare and collector items. I want to keep pressing and pressing and pressing them.
Mm.
The only one I'm pressing over and over again is my first single each week, and just keep pressing that one, but all the rest of them I stop.
Damn, and then that just keep. I mean, because like I mean, I know you're well over 1 million copies all throughout the world with that one.
Yeah.
Damn.
Now, when you press
And
them up, are you still?
Go ahead.
Like, are you still pressing up vinyl of everything as well?
Yeah, the ones that we pressed up, we have vinyl up. The new album will definitely be pressed up on vinyl.
Okay.
And all 12 inches that come from that. They're probably going to do about 12 inches from this album, and they'll all have singles, vinyl singles.
Now, we were wondering, since, during the 80s, you had electro in LA, Detroit had like the whole techno / electro scene and everything like that. And then Baltimore had Baltimore club music during that time. So we were curious to know if you had any Baltimore stories or anything.
I only went to Baltimore a few times and performed. And I had a couple of friends that had groups that came out of there, and I went there and performed with them, and they loved the music I did. But I could see they really loved their stuff. So I didn't make that kind of music, so I would pretty much go back there a lot.
Now, do you remember which year, around I guess a general time when you went to Baltimore for the first time?
It was like 86.
Cool. Do you know? Was it like the Paradox by any chance where you performed?
Oh heck no! It was a big arena. I know that. One was a big arena and one was a big club.
Oh damn. Now we know that you produced a track for Ra too on her album, and how was like that Ra?
Oh yeah, definitely.
How was that whole process, and and even touring with MIA for a time?
She came to my show in New York once, and she just loved what was going on. Like, this guy was really getting it with the 808 and on the turntables, and she had a choice to get whoever she wanted to open up for her. So she chose me to go on tour with her for her. It was 2 or 3 weeks. And I went on tour, and she could get whoever she wanted to get. So she got the artist she wanted to see. So she booked me, and we did that. And she said, I would really like to make a record with you. So we went to the studio, I think, for like 2 weeks. And we did about 5 or 6 songs, and we did one for Ride. And it came out.
Oh, cool. So the other 4 songs, were they all for Ride too, or were they for MIA?
For MIA.
Did they ever did those songs ever see the light of day?
Not yet.
Oh no, shit, not yet. Okay, never mind. All right, so
now, when it comes to when it comes to like newer artists like an MIA or Ra, somebody like that, is there anybody in the past few years who you're checking for, or what type of things are you listening to these days?
Man, I ain't got time to check for anybody right now. I'm so busy. I'm doing my own thing. That's all I'm doing. I mean, if people hit me up and say they're looking for this, and this, then I see if I got time to do it. But I'm just super swamped right now with everything.
Yeah.
Now I know you get
oh, my bad.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah,
I was gonna say. Have you done any additional outside production work for any other artists as well?
Yeah, a lot of artists. One big guy in London named Jamie Jones. I did stuff with him. A lot of different artists. So, I mean, you look under your Flubber remixes on SoundCloud or something like that, you'll see a ton of them out there.
Okay.
Now, I know you may get tired, maybe hearing this question, but I know in one interview you mentioned that you have 6 copies of the Breaking and Entering soundtrack. And is there any chance that it may see a lot the light of day for a real proper release?
I'm apology on Stone's Throw Records, and I think there's 2 of those songs going to be on that release.
Okay, because you know, I mean, and I know people. I think in your Rebel Music Academy interview, someone was complaining about that. That damn Japanese import. It just sounds so bad. It's really terrible.
Only problem is that the original tape and all that stuff is not around anymore. And the original master is not around anymore. So we're trying to get the movie rights, and I think Song Store is after that, the movie rights, and maybe they can find a tape or something to put it back out. But right now, it is what it is. You know, the bootlegs exist. We only pressed up 25 of those records, so it wasn't really for a major release. It was just for us to use for the documentary.
Yeah, man. It's a shame. I mean, especially you know, your songs, like the Ice-T joint that opens it up, I believe, and then the DuPont 4, that song, the Burn.
That was never on actual real Breaking the Internet soundtrack. That was never on there. That's on the bootleg.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah, the Breaking the Internet soundtrack only had like 5 strictly 808 tracks with scratching on them.
See, this is another reason why the real one should have came out, so I wouldn't be spewing all this wrong stuff out. Never knew that. Did you ever get a chance to work with DuPont 4 by any chance?
No, I don't even know who that is.
Oh man.
So working with Stone Peter Wolf on your new project, how was that?
Wolf a big fan for a long time. He said, "Man, I'm anthology." Something like I said, "You got to big, big." So they've been working on 20 years. It's not. It looks like.
I'm sorry, your phone. Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, we hear you now. I'm sorry, your phone was breaking up during that last question. We were asking, working with Stone's Throw and Peter Brother Wolf, how was that whole process?
Yeah, well, Peter Wolf is a big fan, and he came up to me with the anthology on. You know, I said, well, if you do it, it got to be big, it got to be nice. If you ever want to do a big 5-vinyl box set, big, a lot of pictures and stuff. I said, yeah, let's do it. So this is going to be one for the collectors for real.
Okay, that's what's up.
So it's dropping October 30th on Stone's Throw Records.
No, so, 1984 will be dropping on Empire Records.
I'm sorry, Empire.
The anthology album. The anthology album will be coming out next year on Stone's Throw.
Got you. Okay, so we're looking forward to the 1984 album. Definitely dropping October 30th, and we'll do everything that we can. We'll put it up on our website and everything like that, and definitely order some copies. And we're looking forward to that. So when do you go back out on tour?
This weekend.
This weekend, okay. And where can they see you this weekend?
This weekend I'll be in Boston.
Boston, okay. Well, definitely check out the Egyptian Lover out on tour, promoting everything. It's definitely been an honor having you on the podcast. We definitely appreciate having you and on everything. And I guess just to wrap this up, you've definitely done a lot in your career, and I was just wondering if you had any bit of advice for anybody who's just trying to start in music or any type of business, or anybody doing anything creative, just trying to do that thing. Do you have any words of advice that you would give?
I would say do the music you love. You don't have to sound like anybody else. Just do the music that you love. I don't care if it's something you just heard or something you heard years ago. Do what you love, because if you do what you love and then it flops, then at least you did something that you love. Don't do something that you don't like and then become a hit, and you got to go on tour to the song you don't like over and over and over again. So do something that you love, and become a hit, then you just doing something that you love for the rest of your life. So be yourself, do something that you love. Do whatever you can do to make it sound as best as possible. I mean, a lot of people don't have the money to go into a real professional studio. So if you're at home on Fruity Loops, go ahead and do it on Fruity Loops. But if you got the money to do it in a professional studio, go ahead and get with it. And do whatever you can do to make it sound the best as possible. Because making a song is like making a tattoo. Once you put it out there, you can't get it back.
Well, definitely, we definitely appreciate your words of wisdom and all your stories and everything like that. And definitely, showing us about, I guess the early West Coast hip hop scene and just everything with Egyptian Lover and everything that you've influenced. So we definitely appreciate having you on and everything that you've done for music and the culture. So thank you so much for having us on. This is for coming on our podcast. So this is the Channel 10 podcast. Egyptian Lover in the building. Do you have anything else that you want to tell the people?
Just dance, party, and have fun. Young good ones like it.
Hey, dance, party, and have fun. Channel10podcast.com, and we're out.
Put your phones down and dance.
That's real right there. But yeah, thanks a lot for coming on. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Hey.
Are you welcome?
Hey man, I have one more question because I am like a really big fan. But I think I'm really wrong about this. But did you make what's it called? Your last album through FL Studio?
Say it one more time.
Did you make your last album like all through like only digitally, or was it analog too?
No, the last time I did digitally. That was Platinum Pyramid. No, not Platinum Pyramid. It's the one before that.
Pyramids?
Yeah, no, not Pyramids. I can't remember which one it was now. That's much I didn't like it. Well, I tried to use it to do beats and all that, and I did it digital. I put it out. When I brought it to the clubs, I heard when I played it out loud, it sounded good, small, in the car and scooter speakers, stuff like that. When I brought it to the club, I can hear that digital sound. That's why I said to myself, I'm not doing that again. I want to go straight to the studio and do my stuff from now on. I mean, I saved a lot of money, put it out, but it sounded terrible.
Get into it. Was that the one?
I don't think it was Get Into It. It was the one with I can't think of the name of it. It might have been Get Into It. I don't remember.
Okay.
No, man, 52.
Well. Yeah, man. Well, once again, yeah, we really appreciate it, man. Like, never thought I'd be sitting here talking to Egyptian Lover, but I am.
They're looking out, man.
Yeah.
No doubt. Well, thanks a lot. And, anytime you want to come on and say anything, we definitely appreciate it. And if you have any exclusives or gems or anything, definitely keep in touch.
All right, cool. And you can check out my Facebook page right now. I got a demo of the whole album. So all 12 songs have a little video thing. You can hear snippets from 12 songs coming out on the album.
Okay,
right,
cool. Definitely post that up.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
All right, no doubt. Peace.
Peace out.
Feeling this here.
Yeah, son, you feel it, man. Word up, son. You gotta just do it, yo.
CNN.
Yo, word up, man. It's a different channel, son. Word up, on, man. Word up, watch the channel, son. Different plane now, man.
It's all good.
Word up, all good, baby, in every hood, son. Word up, yo. CNN, Network, Channel 10. It's on again. Street niggas, this grown men. Bold face, gat in your face. Stay in place, yo, crime lace. Cats more beef than Scarface. CNN, Network, Channel 10. It's on again. Street niggas, this grown men. Bold face, gat in your face. Stay in place, yo, crime lace.